What's up, guys? Sean from Bikes and Beards, and I'm with Craig. I was at the auction the other day, and of course I had to buy the cheapest motorcycle I could possibly find. And what we got here is a 1982 Kawasaki KZ440. I actually bought the thing for $125. Or $75. I think it might have been $75. We go back to the guy who's selling it. He didn't want to sell it for that much. He's like, it's worth $300 all day. I think he said $500. We agreed on $300. Now he tells me that this thing used to run before it was taken to the auction. I'm not so sure. We're gonna pull this thing out of the trailer, and with the help of Craig, we're gonna see if we can get this thing running and figure out exactly what we got.
Let's do it.
So Kawasaki made the KZ 400 then 440 in the late 70s and early 80s. It was actually a very popular motorcycle. This one, the whole thing's been painted. That looks pretty good. You look a little closer, it looks like they painted over some rust. What's really surprising, it's got progressive suspension shocks. Someone spent some decent money on nice shocks, and the tires look decent. This thing was actually a fairly quick bike back in the late 70s and early 80s. This is around 40 horsepower, which for a bike that weighs 400 pounds, we have modern day bikes that are only, honestly, I think that Kawasaki right there is only pushing out around 50 horsepower, or just around that. All right, so for starters, the seat conveniently opens up like this. We got a manual. This is the air box. This is actually kind of interesting. Put on your apron, Craig?
My man-prin.
Wow. Battery looks kind of new. Now see, it wasn't doing that when I first bought it. When I first bought it, it was just dead, like super crazy, insanely dead. Yes, what's it doing?
Nothing.
Interesting. Now, if you guys remember the last video we did like this, it was for the 1985 Honda Shadow 500. And if you're wondering what happened to it, I'm still taking trade offers for it. A couple trade deals we were trying to work out, it just kind of fell through. I got ghosted with them. So I'm still taking trade offers. That's still gonna happen. We're gonna do the same thing with this bike. Stay to the end. All right, so just not doing anything.
Not doing anything.
What's the next step?
Solenoid.
Let's pull these covers off. I believe right here is your starter solenoid.
Oh, what do we got here? Oh, hold on. Let's see, maybe we just have a bad connection. Hit the starter button. Oh, there.
No, nothing. So we have power going to the bike, but nothing happens when you press the starter switch. First, Craig's gonna check the starter relay, and if that doesn't fix it, we're gonna trace the wires back from the starter button to see if there's a proper connection. Other things to check out while Craig's doing it. Look inside there, that looks alright. I smelled the gas. The gas smells like fresh gas.
Nice. Tank look good?
Tank looks great.
Sweet.
These plugs look brand new from the outside. Where oil looks pretty black.
Wouldn't it be cool if bikes could talk?
Great if bikes could talk.
Hey, Sean.
Hey, Boosa. What are you doing today?
Blue.
How's pretty nice weather we're having, right?
Vroom, vroom.
Motorcycles are so stupid. What's the next step? Did we switch apart?
Probably. Is there a main fuse? Did you see a main fuse at all?
Yeah, there's fuses
over on your side.
There's fuses. These are fuses right here.
Yeah, but is there a bigger main?
Oh,
yeah, let's solenoid. The next step would just be a look at a wire diagram. We'll find the plug to that switch, and we'll test the switch to the plug instead of taking the switch apart.
So I started tracing the wires, and we get to this. You know what, Craig? That might be your problem.
I think that's it. You don't need me, Sean.
Maybe I am the mechanic.
Finger tight LLC.
Finger tight. So I took the tank off to plug that starter switch connector back in, while Craig repairs a broken connector he found near the starter relay. I'm not sure why that switch was unplugged in the first place, but I think that might have been our issue. You ready to try, Craig?
Excited. We have the potential to have a win here.
I need one, Craig. I need that win, man. After I felt like I'd be stuck working with you today.
You were like, oh,
I need a win.
Are
we ready?
Just about ready. Just about ready.
All right. Turn the key. Moment of truth.
That's funny.
Yo,
That's funny.
Yo, so we fixed that bike in how many minutes?
Like 4. 12.
It was because one thing was unplugged?
Yeah.
That's why it didn't run?
Yeah. That's insane. That's awesome.
Not only did that bike run, it started instantly. And idled.
You know, that's a good lesson. That's a good lesson. Well, you know, we're down here messing around with this thing, and it was a 4-second fix. You know, that
right.
Yeah. Start with the simplest thing.
All right.
Move on. We have a carb leak.
Yeah. What's going on with that? You want to fire it up again and see where it's leaking from? Oh, it's leaking from the,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, give me a flathead screwdriver.
Is it tight?
It's tight in.
Tap it with the other end. And now hit the float bowl with the other end. The float was sticking, so when you tap it with the hammer, it just unstuck it.
After we got it running, we realized it was only running on one of its 2 cylinders. You need 3 things for an engine to run: fuel, spark, compression. So we checked the compression, and it was good. We confirmed that it had spark, and then we decided to pull the carbs to clean them, to make sure it got fuel. And for I bought the cheapest bike at the auction, first ever, I decided to change the oil. All this took about an hour and a half, and we got it running on both cylinders, kind of. All right, so we did the bare minimum to get this thing running. The only money we spent was on oil and plugs. It did run. I think if you were gonna get this thing perfect, you're gonna need an actual carb rebuild kit to make sure everything's seating properly and stuff like that. We just kind of clean the gum out to make sure both cylinders were kind of working, but it's still not great. Maybe running it's gonna make it run a little bit better, you know, after a little, you know, put some miles on it. The bike is a good looking bike, and I'm pretty pumped that someone at some point in time spent some time to preserve it and make it a little bit better. Let's go take this thing for a ride and see how it runs. Dude was crushing the turnpike with this thing. This is an easy pass him out. Amazing. There we go. Took a little while and the gauges kicked in. This is a sweet bike. So when this bike came out, this bike was fairly plain, fairly simple, but just a good, reliable, fun bike that a lot of people had. Something unique about it was, in the 80s, it was a 6-speed transmission. I think. I'm pretty sure it's 6-speed transmission. There are some Harley-Davidsons and some Suzukis that are still not even a 6-speed transmission as of right now. This was my first time ever owning or riding a Kawasaki KZ440. And to be honest with you, it was pretty great, even though the clutch was slipping and the carb still needed to be rebuilt. It's so easy for people to look at a bike like this and just write it off as not being worth fixing, because that's the easy way to do it. But like we found with this bike, sometimes people are wrong and most often people are lazy. And it's true, you do miss 100% of the shots that you never take. In many ways, motorcycles have changed so much in the past 40 years. Now we have hundreds of horsepower, and they have computer screens built inside. They've got traction control, and we have robots riding motorcycles. But with all these advancements, you can still jump on a dinosaur. And remember, well, Kawasaki said, let the good times roll.
Kawasaki lets the good times roll. Kawasaki lets the good times roll. Get aboard, get away, and you're gonna say, let the good times roll.
So I feel like I saved this motorcycle from a potentially horrible fate. It was the cheapest bike at the auction, and it's actually a pretty decent bike. It's not perfect. I still think it needs a carb rebuild kit. You gotta rebuild that carb, put all new seats and seals and everything in there, and it'll run better. The internals feel great. Not sure what's up with the clutch. Worst case scenario, it needs a new clutch, not a big deal. Least case scenario, maybe the clutch needs adjusted, or if we put it might need a different oil. It's just missing a few things. You got that lever right there. I'm not sure what's up with the exhaust, kind of flaps around a little bit. But you can ride the thing the way it is right now. I don't know how far you're gonna get with that clutch, but it's not bad. All right, so guys, I'm gonna be accepting offers on this motorcycle. Here's the text number. This is how I want you. If the text does not look like this, I'm not gonna read it. If it's a long text, I'm not gonna read it. The text needs to start with KZ440, what your offer is, and then if it requires a picture, throw a picture on it. Also, put that, throw the offers up in the comment section so other people can see them, like them. That might help sway what the offer is. In order to make the offer, you have to be able to come get the bike within a week. And guys, I'm open to any offers. It's not just the highest money. Actually, I don't offer money. I don't want money offers. I want other stuff. Nothing sexual. So this kind of opens up to anyone who's got a fun offer. Text numbers below. We'll see you guys next time. So you're telling me that in the 13 years you've been here, you've come up with the solution to world hunger, world peace, and you know the meaning of life? Then tell me.
Blue.
I don't even know why I waste my time talking to you. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
7.
It's not. How is the answer to world hunger 7?
It is.